Nicole Holmes. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense.
Greg Demeanor.
Are you Ms. Holmes? Did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonition with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with injury to the elderly, bodily injury? That's a third-degree felony.
Whoa, strong start. This judge is not here for the attitude. You can already tell this hearing is going to be a roller coaster. Quick question for the comments. Do you think judges should give defendants this kind of tough love, or is it too harsh? Let me know below.
Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison, and up to a $10,000 fine. According to the plea, state is recommending deferred adjudication.
Here's a quick breakdown. Deferred adjudication means the court is hitting pause on a formal conviction as long as she follows the rules. But if she slips up, boom, full sentence. That's the high stakes game she's walking into.
They're taking in consideration 2023 CR 8418, and there's to be restitution of $3,700.85 to John Ripley. Did you understand that to be the plea? Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 150 hours of community service restitution, no contact with John Ripley or Feather Point Road, San Antonio, Texas, 78233. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offenses charged, how do you plea?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
No objection, John.
And state, have you conferred or spoken to the complainant?
Yes.
All right, thank you. You may be excused. With sentencing,
Yes, Your Honor.
anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. My client has obviously, since this case occurred back in July of 22, she's obviously stayed out of trouble, Your Honor. She's been to court. She is going to school. She's becoming a business, nevertheless.
Esthetician.
Currently she works as an esthetician, which is my understanding is skincare. And that's what she does for a living. But she's also going back to school to get her degree in business administration. She has 2 children, a 15-year-old, a 17-year-old that she takes care of. And this is a difficult case, obviously, for her judge. This is a true no contest plea, and this is what she believes is in her best interest. She wants to get off probation as soon as possible.
This is one of those moments where you feel the emotional weight of it all. She's trying to get her life back on track: school, kids, business, while staring down the consequences of one bad decision. It's real. It's raw. It's why courtrooms are so gripping.
Possible, do everything she can, Your Honor. So we just ask you to grant this and get closure on this.
All right, so Ms. Holmes, you understand when people ask you to leave their property, whether you think you're being evicted legally or not, it's always best to leave and then just handle things civilly. So if this were a case where you didn't think you were being evicted properly, all you had to do was, you know what, I'm going to file a civil case. And it appears that it is not a civil case that would be filed in district court based upon what the amount is. So you would just go to one of the JP courts and you just file it. And there are plenty of people who file that every day. And that's how you solve that, as opposed to coming here. Now you have all of these extra fees and you have this. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So, of course, I always have to ask this question. The piercings underneath the lip, were those painful?
No, ma'am. I
Okay.
didn't get them at the same time either. I got them over a period of time.
So what order did you get them? What was the first one?
I had got this one, I was like 16,
Mhm.
and I got this one, I was like 19, and then I just got this one, and it just compliments when I smile.
Oh, okay. I'm always wondering. And the tattoos, what are the symbols for those?
It's really not too much no symbols, butterflies, music symbol. I play the piano,
Oh, wow.
Bible verses. I grew up in the church.
See, I always wanted to play the piano, and I was going to take it as an elective in college because everybody's like, it's an easy elective. I'm in a class that's supposed to be for beginners. Everybody in there had a piano at their home and had been playing forever. They were truly taking it as, yes. I couldn't even answer because our professor would say, in order to answer the roll call, you had to play the note he wanted you to play. I'm like, yeah, I'm out of
Drop
here.
that class.
I dropped it, but I dropped it before they were going to give me a W.
There you go.
I saw the writing on the wall before the end of the week. I was like, no.
Judge, as you know, YouTube that want to learn the piano, YouTube will teach you immediately.
All right, we're going to see. Well, don't put professors out of business. All right, so you're currently employed. Okay, so this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 2 years deferred adjudication. Take in consideration 2023 CR 8418 and state, do you have that? There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom.
Thank you.
There's going to be regular random UAs. I always have to tell people who are new to probation, when you're on
Well, that's a key point right there. Judges don't make the probation rules, they just enforce them. So when she says no weed, no alcohol, not even at home, that's Texas law talking, not personal judgment.
probation, you're not allowed to drink alcohol at all, even at your own home. You're not allowed to do marijuana even at your own home, because what that's going to result in is they're going to result in a positive UA. And people think these are my rules. These are the rules that the legislatures have put in place. So if you're UA today, is everything going to be fine? All right, what's going to be in your system? All right, so we're going to do random UAs and we're going to test for levels. So those levels need to start going down. You understand? And do not, if they file a motion to revoke because your levels are increasing, do not come back to the court saying you were around people who were smoking, because you have children. You shouldn't be around people who are smoking because it gets in your clothes, and children end up smelling like marijuana. Their clothes smell like marijuana. And then children who are at school tend to tease them. And we don't want that. There is to be 150 hours of community service restitution.
Today, Judge,
Yes.
is it possible if she can show semester grades going towards her business administration degree, that can satisfy some of that community service?
I was just about to say.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
ESPN.
The community service hour. Yeah, we're here. The community service hours will be waived once she provides proof of her BA. And honestly, you should be able to finish that, hopefully, before your community supervision has expired. But if you show the court that you're actually taking classes, and when I say take classes, your attorney, no, I will mean this, not just one class a semester. You understand? And I understand that you work. I understand that you have children. So for you, it's going to have to be at least 4 hours a semester. And that's not full time. For this court, at least 8 hours is full time. But because of everything that you have going on in your life, probation, she needs to do at least 4 hours per semester. There's to be anger management. There's to be no contact with John Ripley, the address on Feather Point Road. And there's to be the restitution amount of $3,755.85 to John Ripley. And there's to be field visits one time per month for 2 months. Probation, is there anything else? Thank you. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors.
And Judge, was the fine probated? Is that something I need to address?
There was no fine asked for. You're welcome. Probation, anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? All right. Do you have any questions? All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank
Once she talks to probation. 2024 CR 2336 State versus Larietta. Nicole Holmes, could I have parties announced?
Andrew Harris Allen for the state.
John Robertson from Miss Holmes.
And are you Miss Holmes?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Larietta Nicole Holmes who was placed on adjudication in 2024 CR 2336 for the offense of injury to an elderly person with bodily injury on June 13th?
This is where things take a serious turn. She violated probation by failing to report for 2 months. One more slip and she could go from deferred time to real prison time up to 10 years. Do you think the court should still show leniency here?
2020-24 for a period of 2 years. Is that you? All right. You're going to have to make sure you keep your voice up so that I can hear and the court reporter can hear. State.
In Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Larietta Nicole Holmes, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of March and April 2025 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true? State.
State waives the remaining violation allegations.
It's your understanding by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
You still want to plead true to violation?
All right, so here's the thing. You're going to have to speak up. And you need to speak the way you speak when you're not in court before me. So whatever agreement you think you've worked out with the state, I don't have to follow that agreement because this is a contract and it's a contract with the court. It's not a contract with the state. It's not a contract with the defense. So you pled true to violation of condition number 4. Regardless of what agreement you think you've reached with the state, I can revoke you and sentence you to 10 years in prison. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Knowing that, do you still wish to proceed with this plea of true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, to deny the motion, continue on regular supervision and amend for the following conditions. Immediate placement of GPS monitor for 6 months. Proof of residence or proof of employment with every OV. Don't know what OV stands for. If no proof of employment, then proof of disability. If not on disability, 4 job searches per week, as well as minimum of 12 community service hours performed monthly. Immediate enrollment in anger management course. IVR call inline for 4 months. Bi-weekly reporting for 4 months.
All right. So here's my question. You want to raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Larietta Holmes.
What have you done since you've been on probation?
Since I've been on probation, I did try to finish my classes.
So you didn't finish your classes, you tried to, all right?
For community service, because last time I was here, my lawyer asked if I was getting my BA,
Mhm.
and he asked if I could use that for community service.
And why didn't you finish that?
A lot in between the time happened, so I did have to drop.
What has happened?
Lights were turned off in November, and it was hard for me to try to get any type of assistance for it because it was overdue and they just turned it off. So in between time, I was trying to find assistance, I was trying to find work, and also trying to maintain my home and keep up with everything that I could, and also raising my 2 children.
So where are your children now? Who's raising them?
My son, he's with his girlfriend, and my daughter, she's with my sister. She works, my son works. Both of them work, they're both of them in school, and they both get good grades.
Okay. So here's the thing with lights being turned off. Back in the day, people didn't have lights. You turn on a candle. And people always assume that where people are in their station in life is always where they've been. Like they never had financial problems or things haven't. I've had my lights turned off before.
This is one of the most powerful moments of the hearing. The judge isn't just sentencing, she's teaching, stripping away the shame, offering perspective, and reminding everyone in that room that struggle isn't a crime, it's part of life.
And you know what? My mom and my grandmother would always say, hey, whatever you do, make sure that you have if you're living in an apartment, make sure that's paid. If you're living in a house, make sure that's paid. If the lights get turned off If the water gets turned off, at least you'll always have a place to stay. So getting your lights turned off, and sometimes people are like, oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. It's like, I still have a place to stay. Getting lights turned off happens to everybody. I guarantee you, a majority of the people in this courtroom, attorneys included, deputies included, court reporter included, have at some point had some utility turned off. So, and the reason why I'm telling you this story is because you have to reach out to probation and tell them what's going on in your life. Otherwise, you could go to prison for 10 years. And then who's going to be taking care of your children? Now, what's happening with the new number one in this case?
Judge, I can elaborate on that. That is an allegation based on a voicemail that was left with the landlord. Received a copy of the police report. The landlord sent a copy to the court, and that was forwarded to me by Norma. They took a police report based on a voicemail. And last time I looked, a voicemail doesn't arise to